Rather than you making dramatic changes to suit some diet or training plan, don't you want the diet and exercise to suit you? OFM is not a high-fat diet like a keto or high-fat, low-carb diets. I repeat, it is not a high-fat diet. OFM is about burning fat, not eating fat. There's a commonly held belief that OFM is some kind of keto diet or a high-fat, low-carb diet. So today, I'd like to blow that myth clean out of the water once and for all, because, as you will learn shortly, OFM is far from a keto diet once you're adapted. Now, I fully realize people are going to continue to think what they want to think. I can't control that. But what I can do, however, is clarify these misconceptions about OFM, including things related to the food you eat, to give you insights on how your native physiology and metabolism work so you can obtain higher health and peak performance. Before we dive into the specific dietary differences, the very first myth about OFM is this: OFM is not a diet. I repeat that. OFM is not a diet. OFM focuses on your foundational physiology and metabolism, the one that harnesses fat as fuel, and, as importantly, how fat metabolism plays a huge role in almost every metabolic process in your body except for glucose metabolism, your fight or flight energy source. So, my suggestion is to take a step back and consider this. OFM focuses on you instead of an externality like the diet. This is where you want to focus and want to be, right? Rather than you making dramatic changes to suit some diet or training plan, don't you want the diet and exercise to suit you? Never fails to amaze me how most people fall into the trap of ceding their sovereignty to the latest shiny object. Now that we have busted a primary myth, along with established who this is about, you now possess the incentive, power, and control to openly consider and assess new information and make it your own, rather than be what I call being sold, told, and controlled. Now, point one about this is this: diet is a tool. The ketogenic diet or high-fat, low-carb diets are tools like other diets. Point two, OFM is not high-fat like keto or high-fat, low-carb diets. I repeat, it is not a high-fat diet. Is there fat in the diet? Certainly. It's not low-fat, but it is not a diet where fat overwhelms everything else. So what does OFM eating look like then? For most people, it is a diet that, surprisingly, has a lot of non-starchy vegetables, whole food protein sources, and the strategic use of concentrated forms of carbohydrate timed in to give you that push for optimal performance. We use enough fat to cook, dress like salad dressing, condiment, or sauce these foods to make them taste great. Because OFM is about burning fat, not eating fat. Now, if you're asking yourself how this works, it is both simple and complicated. The problem is, nutrition has been oversimplified by diets into structured metrics that don't account for biology. For example, with OFM, the carbs in non-starchy vegetables simply don't count. You can eat as much or as little as you like because they simply do not count. What's that you say? Huh? If anything, and if you were counting, they would actually count as part of your fat macro. What's that you say? How does a carb count as fat? It's called digestion. You see, those non-starchy, non-sweet carbs locked in the matrix of fiber, water, and minerals in non-starchy vegetables actually are converted into short-chain fatty acids by the biome in your colon. Point 3 is this: diets are not sustainable, and food is meant to be enjoyed and celebrated. Lifestyle and living are sustainable, and why we focus on your physiology and metabolism instead of a diet so that you can live fully. This includes enjoying a wide variety of foods without the stress of counting calories or calculating macros so that you can live life to the fullest. Now, if you are interested in learning more, contact us for more information.